Hey, welcome everybody. Why isn't my thing plugged in? Hi. Just want to make sure my computer's plugged in. Oh, for fuck's sake. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm fixing my lights. It's a real professional operation over here. I like the purple. Let's go. What up, big peeps? Definitely not the blue. There we go. Felt like I felt my wife walking behind me, but it must have been her like upstairs in our room. That was creepy. Thought we had a ghost. Hi everyone. Welcome. It's Friday. No, it's not. It's Monday. Losing my mind. Truly losing my mind. Where did I read Friday? I must have read it somewhere. How are we doing? We need more accents on your show. You're so good at them. Kate, we're going to need you now more than ever with the limited live streams. I got you. I am not planning on going to VODs anytime soon, mostly because I hate editing. It is not fun for me. I like it when I get into it, but I get so into the nitty gritty that it takes me forever. And I lose all sense of time, and it's just not where I enjoy being. And I get really mad when someone interrupts me. So it's not fun for me. And that piece of it is just exhausting. And so I'd rather do this and then just do little chops, little clips. So that's what we're going to be, talking about. That's what we're going to be doing going forward, is continuing with the lives. The schedule might change a little bit depending on when things, how things settle. But for now, I'm going to do my best to sort of keep things the way they are, streaming on Mondays, Wednesdays, and either Fridays or Sundays, depending on what my busy social calendar has in store. If you notice, the subscriber, goal is rolling. The subscriber, it's a drive, not a subscriber, members. Y'all, my brain is toasted because I had so much real work to do today. The subreddit is taking it well. Yeah. So yeah, my memberships. No, what is a subs? Guys. My brain hurts. Okay. As I was saying, subscriptions goal is open. I'm trying to hit 10,000. When I hit 10,000, we get memberships for cool extra stuff or things early before other people get to see it. So make sure, call something else, clean slate, start over. Nobody noticed. There's nobody here, right? There's nobody here. So yeah, if you aren't subscribed, please do. Even if you're not here to chat, it's subs only chat until we hit 10K. So make sure you get in here because there's always stuff to talk about and always opinions to be had. And we love sharing opinions. I like listening to you when I'm playing Sims. You're so calming and I can focus. Ooh, I love that. And I love having streamers like that. And I feel like there aren't a lot of them. So I'm glad that I can be that for you. Thank you so much. Lavender Moon. Love that name. You love my glasses. Thank you. Oh my God, everyone's so nice. All right, so yeah, a lot of things have changed. This has been a turbulent last couple days, right? We had the Hassan drama. Just yesterday? And then I did a stream about it last night. People were very interested in my coverage. At one point, there were over 500 people in chat, which is bananas. Thank you, Jasmine. Oh my God, colonoscopy prep. Hang on, let me turn the sounds back on. I had them off last night because... Oh my God, thank you for subscribing. Yay, I got a subscriber. I had them off last night because I was trying to like get through a lot of stuff.
You've got mail.
And we were getting lots of people.
Cheyenne
So
gave $5. Y'all keeping me company during the final hours of my colonoscopy prep. I hate everything RN.
oh my God. Yeah, I got a colonoscopy a couple of years ago. Best day of my life. Not the prep, but I had a great time. The drugs were great. Everybody was really sweet. You get that warm blueberry muffin when you wake up, just eat a little something, do a little toot, and then they let you go. And you haven't eaten in like, what, a day and a half, and you're just like cleaned out. Your stomach is primed and ready for something delicious, right? And you're like really hungry. And yeah, I just remember getting out of there high as hell and being like, let's get Cuban food, burr, 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 burr. Because we had just found this awesome Cuban restaurant in our city. And it was just a great day. Feeling 10 times lighter and ready for a snack. Absolutely. I know, my sister and I are like, man, we should just like do colonoscopy prep once a year to clean everything out. I am not saying that's anything anyone should do. I don't know if that's healthy for you. But I felt great. And she's had one before. And she was like, oh yeah, I kind of want to try that. All you remember is the prep. Oh, I was like chopping it up with the nurses. I was like, whoa, there's ketamine in here. No wonder.
K-Boo gave $4.99. Can you change the percent to the total percent cause it's more satisfying / Morovitting to see 74% to 10K instead of less than 1%?
Can you change the percentage to the total percent? I wish that I could. I'm gonna work on it. I don't love this format. It's through Streamlabs, and I don't know. Like I might have to find another platform, or maybe one of my nerdy friends on here knows a better way to do it. But yeah. I did that too when I got my wisdom teeth removed. I was like, oh my God, ketamine for free. I know they told me it was ketamine. And I was like, ooh, there's probably a video of me. Cause I did like a Instagram video, just like a little short one as soon as I got out. I can probably put that up for members eventually. Yeah, it was ketamine. I was like, nope, no wonder people get hooked on this shit. It was crazy. It was crazy. So yeah, Cheyenne, please. Oof, the last few hours of prep I remember were the worst for me. I had to do all the prep of like cleaning everything out, and then I had to do like the enema thing too. That was the worst part. Those final hours was the worst, for sure. You came in right now and the first thing was ketamine. Yeah, baby. Drugs chat. No, we're old chat. We're old as hell chat. We're talking about colonoscopies. Hi, everyone. Okay, so tonight we are going to talk about today's show. We're not going to talk about Ethan's new VOD, or whatever they end up calling it, because I started watching it and I was like, oh, I can probably get this done before the show. And then I was like, I don't want to rush it. I want to take time with it. And I plan to do a live tomorrow night anyway. So we can talk about Ethan's response to Hassan then, because as I was starting to watch it, I was already like taking notes and finding timestamps. So I was like, no, this is going to be more in depth than I have time for. We covered all the VOD stuff yesterday. Essentially, like a lot of the stuff Ethan said, I was like, same girl. Totally on the same page. Skrull, you did not miss anything. We are just settling in. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. And then we are going to finally talk about Jordan Peterson, because I just want it off my plate. And it is really interesting in my opinion. So we will get into that. But first, let's start with a little fun here. Oh, wait, before we get into the super fun, I wanted to just shout out the mods again. Y'all are amazing. Last night was probably crazier than it's been in here. And y'all did an amazing job. Thank you so much. Yeah, did you hear my cat? Cat says, shout out. Come on up here. He's a nut job. He'll get up here. Oh, he's up on there. Okay, never mind. So yeah, they did an amazing job. And then Lana took the initiative to set up like a Discord chat for us. And that has been, even just today, so helpful. Just perfect timing. Perfect timing. And the initiative that y'all are taking out of the goodness of your hearts. So grateful. So grateful that y'all exist and that you're here. Kate, you're my only H3 feed right now since I can't watch the show without my wife on vacation without me. That foul witch. Keeping me sane with the latest news. Oh, thank you, Charles. There is a Discord for some, it's just a private Discord for some mods. Okay? It's not like there's nothing exciting happening there. It's housekeeping stuff. There's a cricket in my house. Yeah, no, you're not missing out. People are clamoring for a Discord. Maybe that comes with the 10K, so everyone get your subbies in. And we can potentially do that. I will not be part of that because I think it's weird for me to be in there with y'all. I'm not going to be in it. I'm not going to check it. That's going to be y'all's business. I don't want to be like Hassan, just in there like, and trying to like influence things. That's not my vibe. All right, so let's do a little fun thing that I saw this was only 3 days ago. There's no freaking way. How is this only 3 days ago? Time is bizarre. Okay, so I saw this on Reddit. I don't know if y'all saw it too on the sub, but someone posted this wonderful call out to the group. A solicitation of input for what words have you picked up from Ethan, and they said it's spineless and coward for me. And just reading these through, I just heard them all in Ethan's voice. So if you have little Ethanisms that you have picked up along the way, feel free to drop them in chat. Who uses Snapchat? Perverts and children. Yeah, so we have So I Says, classic. We love them, don't we, folks? I definitely do that one with everything now. Sodies, I also do that one. Oh my God, so much of my daily language is H3 influenced. He hasn't said it in a while, but Who We Love So Well, another great one. He really does have like his own way of talking. You know what I mean? He's a real wordsmith, calling everyone a freak. He says degenerate a lot too, which I love. Calling treats treasures. Oh, this is me. Foul witch and treasures are the one. I just said foul witch like 2 seconds ago. Stupid, dumb, idiot, loser. Yeah, that's great. I love using that in the direction of like old people and children. Pissing and shitting. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. This fine establishment. And Bob's your uncle. And what a dork ass idiot loser. Eat crow, I guess someone had never heard before. Describing things as dog shit. So yeah. I just loved this so much. Comparing people to Lady Macbeth, absolutely. That's extremely Anissa coded. Jiminy Cricket, Golly G. Singing, of course. Oh, where did that go? Snarkers, the N-word. Okay. Jiminy Cricket, Golly, Bob's your uncle, Papa Bless, and lunchtime. So yeah, tasting the waters, chicken and butts. He said another one recently where I was like, where did that come from? So yeah, I just love that. I love the Ethanisms that people were sharing, and justice tits. Oh yeah, the big swinging tits of justice. I definitely also say like, that blew the tits right off my fat body. I say that one a lot. I said it in one of my, I think it was in the Sonic mukbang. I said it. Jiminy Criminy, yeah. And I says, So I Says, yeah, he's like, he sounds so like old man from New York. The big swinging tits of justice is amazing. Does the Pope shit in the woods is good, and eat it, right? Oh my God, it's just so, he's got just such a way with words, right? So I just thought that was fun. I also wanted to comment on the Amy Bradley is Missing documentary. Have y'all watched it? Or are there people in chat where that this is going to sort of be spoilery for? There's a documentary on Netflix, Amy Bradley is Missing, and Ethan actually he said that he would put up $1 million if somebody finds this woman who went missing like 30 years ago off a cruise. I was not convinced by the documentary that this person is still alive. Like, have your opinions, right? She's disappeared. They've never found her body or anything else, right? I don't think she's alive, gang. Like, nothing about it really. See, trafficking is like the standing theory for some people, but I think that a lot of times that is overblown. She isn't alive. I think to me, the documentary was more about like what a family goes through, what they lose after a loved one goes missing, and like the magical thinking that takes place when you don't have any answers, right? And the other thing that stood out to me that made me so mad was like the multiple times that people met a woman in danger that maybe could have been Amy and did nothing to help her. They're like, yeah, I saw her, and she like approached me and told me she was being held captive, but I didn't want any trouble with that. So I didn't say anything for 5 years until I saw her on Dr. Phil. Like, what the fuck? I don't care if it's Amy or somebody else. Like, where are those women? Right? Like that was a piece that I was just like, multiple people saw a woman in distress. Either she was actively saying, I'm being held captive, or it just seemed implied that there was something going on, and they were all just like, bye, I'm not getting involved with this. And like the woman that saw someone in the bathroom, and her husband's like, there's nothing you can do. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Of course it was a man. People trying to get clout off true crime. Yeah, and like some of the eyewitnesses are just like, That's the thing. Like, there was the Navy guy, and I was like, ew. And then there was the woman in the bathroom, and she was like, and I went out and I told my husband, I was like, this fucking guy definitely told her that to mind her own business. And he did. Hi, Peak Core 93. Thank you so much. Memberships are going to open at 10,000 subscribers. So we are working there. We're less than 1% there, but we're working on it. Thank you for wanting to support. Can I make a neon glowing lesbian tangent banner for you? Hell yeah, you can. I would love that, Haley. I would love that. So yeah, make sure you get your subbies in. YouTube won't let us give money. What does that mean? No, Haley is the best. If y'all haven't checked out Haley's comment, go do that now. Okay, so yeah, I love that Ethan wants so badly for this woman to be found and be alive, but like, she could be a grandmother by now. If she wasn't already dead, I hope that she's okay, but to me, nothing really stood out as being an option besides a terrible accident. And that would explain why there's like nothing. There's no proof, Tamara's here? Tamara, we love you. Tamara, where are you? Shout out Tamara in chat. What the F? We love you, girly. Oh, there she is. Tamara, you the best. I'm actually really excited for the format. I'll skip ahead while you're here, Tamara, because I think that it's going to give you the chance to really shine on these pre-recorded things that you guys are going to do. Hopefully you'll have the time to like cook up some crazy shit, To me, that is like a huge benefit of this new format, is not having to do everything on the fly and having time to do like deeper, more artistic and creative stuff. We love you, Tamara. Yeah, Tamara, if you ever want to call in, you let me know. No pressure. And I'm not here to, pry and be creepy about your job. I just would love to talk to you about your background. I really hope so. I am very excited. I have something cooking I think everyone will love. Yay! Yeah, let's chat more. Let's chat more, Queen. Because I would love to hear more from you off of the show if you're interested in that. But again, just happy to have you on the show. So yay, Tamara! Woo! We're totally normal here, kinda, I promise. Yeah, everyone be cool. Everyone be cool. Okay, so we have a new queen, or a new king in the building. Did you guys love our new addition to the gang? We've got Chief, the sweet Weimaraner, who they told us like 10 times was going to be euthanized. He is so sweet. He absolutely looks like Dan for sure. I love him so much. And someone on the subreddit reminded me, and it was like such a flashback to William Wegman's art, which is like these photographs of his Weimaraners dressed as humans. They were on like Sesame Street and some other things, and then he also had books of stuff, right? And so I've always loved this shit. And so I had a free idea for Teddy Fresh spread featuring Chief in the style of William Wegman. Wouldn't that be fun? I would love that. And I don't know if you'd have to like, is William Wegman still alive? Let's find out. I just think that'd be so fun. Oh yeah, he's alive. Oh, he's 81. Oh, he's in Massachusetts. I could drive to his house and be like, hey, have you ever heard of Teddy Fresh? Dress all the dogs in people clothes. How fun would that be? Wouldn't that be so fun? To be fair, Dan is kind of the chief of the H3 show. It's so true. I'm glad they didn't change his name. So yeah, I just think it would be a great fun, like Teddy Fresh concept, right? To do the William Wegman, maybe work with him if you could. Like that would be so cool. I love your immediate thought was I could just drive to his personal home. I mean, yeah. Listen, we want to get stuff done. We got to get shit done. So that's my free idea. I think it might be the one of the night, but there are other free ideas in the chat about the new format, which we will get to. The other little thing before we dive into the latest drama is this. I could not believe what I was seeing today on the show. And if anyone from Connecticut here in chat? Any Connecticut chatters? CT chat, anybody? Really hating how everyone is panicking, canceling without giving the crew a chance. Are people? Yes, I was born there. Okay, cool. Not even a little. I've been to Connecticut. Does that count? AZ. Okay, not many Connecticut people. Okay, but I saw this and lost my shit. Hila wearing a Lake Compounce t-shirt. Connecticut is not a real state. I was born there, so am I a ghost. Lake Compounce was the amusement park I went to growing up. Connecticut is where the Stepford wives live. Hello. But yeah, so I just thought that was so cool that she was, for some reason, wearing a Lake Compounce shirt. I know it's because it had teddy bear on it. I don't know if it's like a thrifting find or what, but I just thought that was so cool. And then I did some research on Lake Compounce, and I found out that they are the oldest continuously operating amusement park in the country, which I didn't know. They were founded more than 175 years ago in 1846, which is so cool. And yeah, it's the best. It's like a small amusement park. Everyone just goes to like Six Flags, right? So the lines are short at this place. The rides are fucking sick. There's a water park as well. This ride, the Boulder Dash, will fucking snap your neck. Like, if you sit in the back of this thing, you could lose all of your teeth. Like, it is crazy. That shit is crazy. I used to love these rides. I feel like if I went on a ride now, I would absolutely barf. But that's the big one. I mean, this was like one of the first upside down coasters I ever went on. Like, there's just so much history here. Oh, where's the ride people died on? Here it is. I'm not laughing at the people who died, but just like the segue was terrible. Yeah, there was a group that like flipped over on this thing and they all drowned because they were like locked in. Horrible, really horrible. Every amusement park has that story, don't they? And I didn't realize, because I was like, oh, maybe this isn't my Lake Compounce. Like, there's two, because it says Hershey. And I was like, Hershey doesn't own Lake Compounce. Turns out they did for 1 year, 1986 to 1987. So, I mean, this shirt is like very vintage and very rare. You're from Bristol. That's where Lake Compounce is, and ESPN. Can you imagine being taken out by a tube? Yeah, I know. And that ride is awesome. That ride is so cool. Ugh, terrible stuff. I love a flume. Yeah, so Lake Compounce is the shit. There's a flume. I gotta go there like soon. Maybe I'll go for their Halloween night. Did they get rid of that other ride? There's one ride where you like just hang upside down. And I'll tell you, nothing in the world, when I would go on a lot of rides, I had no problem with everything, but if you put me on the swings, barf city. The only ride that ever made me feel sick is the swings, and it's every single time. I don't know what it is. I can go on upside down roller coasters, all the different things, the Ferris wheel, whatever. Totally fine. Cannot go on the swings without feeling like I'm about to lose my lunch. For sure. I think they got rid of that coaster. It's not even really a coaster. I don't even see it here anymore. But yeah, so we used to go all the time as kids. So seeing Hila wearing that was just really cool. I just loved that. It was a little throwback, and it reminded me that I need to take my niece and nephew there when they are big enough. All right. We're going to talk about the new format, and there are a lot of opinions about it. I have screenshotted many of the opinions across the spectrum, and y'all are also sharing your thoughts in chat here. So yeah, everyone take a deep breath. It's gonna be fine. The Big E. I love the Big E. I go every year. So if you go, keep an eye out for me. Lake Compounce meetup? The Big E is the shit. Shout out New England. Ethan is the Big E. Also, I don't want to hear any Gravitron hate in chat. Gravitron is like the best. It's disgusting. I love it. You got lost at the Big E when you were 4? Your sister and you were going this year? Oh, amazing. Make sure you go like first thing in the morning if you go on the weekend, or go on a weekday, because thanks to TikTok, it's gotten so insane that you like can't even move there if you go like during the day, during the weekends. The Biggie is this huge, it's like the New England State Fair. It's like the New England Regional Fair, and it's just awesome. Like all the fair food, but then also every state in New England has their own building, and inside that building is like all of the things from that state that they sell. It's just so cool. So like you can go to Maine and get a huge baked potato or honey, or you go to Vermont and you get maple syrup or flannel shirts. Like it's just the coolest. It's the coolest thing. Yeah, it's in Massachusetts. It's like the number one thing I love doing every year. Cedar Point is the best. I have heard good things about Cedar Point. Okay, let's stop avoiding the inevitable. We're gonna watch what Ethan has to say about the new format, because I'm still trying to exactly nail down what's going to be happening, selfishly for my own scheduling. And then we'll just talk about it. We'll talk about the many opinions that are being had. So here we go.
Is we want to focus in on just the fun, happy feelings, good stuff, games, conversations, the stuff that I think really excels in the live format that people really like in the community.
Totally agree with that. Love it so much. It's kind of what I was saying when I said that his more like that they should lean more into the humor, like when they're talking about serious stuff. So, oh shit, there's an update in Discord. Please hold. What's the update? Where's the update? I don't see it. Oh, that Hila was watching. Yeah. Yes. I did see you say that. That's right. Okay. So, so like I said, I think it's a great idea to have more focus in the live shows, right? Like they're right that it's gotten really protracted, which is fun for people who are trying to fill like 4 hours of their day, which I often am, right? But it does kind of mean things meander and get kind of like the pacing can sag a lot. And then if there are these difficult conversations, it's even more noticeable, right? So I am not opposed to them doing more fun stuff when the crew is there, and then focusing on, like the serious stuff when it's just Ethan to camera.
So that's what we'll be doing on Wednesdays and Fridays for 2 hours. During the rest of the week, like for example, we started at 10 today and we shot a VOD. So all the topics, the serious topics, the current events and all that kinds of stuff, we're going to be shooting them. We'll be talking about all that stuff. We're shooting it as VODs and uploading it to the channel. As you can see, we did just before going live here. So I don't believe the amount of content will be changing.
Members episodes too.
Oh yeah, members, of course, who we love and will always be there for our members first and foremost.
Who we love so well. So yeah, okay, so what it sounds like the new format is they come in the morning, they film a VOD, they do the live, and then they film another VOD afterward if there's time. So I don't know how many they're going to end up filming per week. But I think that's going to, I think it will change how things work. I think, I say this as a writer, I think that Ethan might need more help on the writing end, right? Like the organization of these videos and stuff. So I'm sure there's people that can help with that on the crew. But that's what I'm seeing at, like that is like the new big lift, right? That or like design stuff that TAMARA might do. They're going to be able to go more in depth on things. Pre-recording is a problem. Yeah. So yeah, to me, that my first thought as someone who works in marketing, when people have like a big new idea, I'm like, that's going to add this much writing to my plate, right? Because you want to do it well, you want things to be organized, and I do think Ethan is very good at organizing his notes, right? And specifically, I think we've seen that obviously in the content nuke, but even when he does like live debates, everything is like so well organized. So I have all the faith in the world in the crew and Ethan to put in the work and do it well.
I could stop posting everything, but I will still be there on Thursday.
Wow.
Shout out,
They are
shout
the
out
most
members.
important
Wow.
people in my life.
He is implying, I mean, that's what they said at the like towards the end, that there was they're not going to do Monday shows. But does that mean, like, the piece that is still like a question mark to me is, when are VODs going live? Like, when are these pre-recorded videos going live? Is there a schedule for those? Will they just be surprises, like like the video today, and then also the horse ranch one? You know, we didn't know those were coming. They just kind of surprised us. So yeah, we need a VOD schedule. Alex is definitely one of the most organized people I've met recently, and I agree. I agree. So I would love to see a schedule. I think it's not just helpful for planning when to watch things, but also if you're going to be covering the content
Derek
like we
Allison
are.
gave $5. VODs were always a bonus. We used to get BTS as a treat as well. That is already gone.
Those are fair points, Derek. Maybe BTS will come back. Like, maybe this is a way for them to have more time to focus on BTS and other edited videos. Because if it's just essentially Ethan to camera for a lot of these VODs, I think it does free up the crew for other things. Because if you think about, like, the last conversation about Hassan and Snapchat was like an hour and a half of Ethan talking essentially to a brick wall. And so are AB and Olivia and Love just like sitting there? Are they working on something else? Would having these to camera VODs free them up to do other things? You never know. Ethan is his best being a sporadic king. And that's true, right? But I mean, maybe it's selfishly, I wish that we had a schedule so I would know when I should be planning my shows, but also to alleviate some of the anxiety that is already popping up, right? Like, people are already like, well, when are we going to have shows, and how many are there going to be, and how much time are we going to get back if we're only doing 4 hours a week? Like, how many VODs are there going to be, right? Like, scheduled chaos. Yeah, for sure. So things change. That's okay. Exactly. And it's going to take some time, right? It's going to take some time. So let's keep watching this. Thank you, Rye, for subscribing.
Right. The most important people in my life. So thank you to our members, by the way. That's very...
If it was Ethan plus another person for the VODs, it'd be way better. We don't know what the format of all the VODs are going to look like. I do not imagine that they are all going to be just Ethan talking to the camera. I think we're going to get a range of things. That's my thought. But we'll see.
Very
Facts or facts?
Facts or facts? Facts?
Facts.
So yeah, I know some of y'all are gonna be not loving this announcement, but I assure you, trust the plan. And also,
these are fair questions, though. Just bring this in a week randomly versus, hey, we're working on this, and here are our ideas. What does the audience think? Into, okay, we've listened to feedback. Here's what we're doing. I get that, but it sounds like, and we'll hear this at some point in the clip. I don't know. I think it's towards the end. We will hear that it seems like it was kind of a decision that needed to be made that snuck up on them. Like, I think it got to the point that people were getting really burnt out. And, you know, we've all seen how uncomfortable things can be when these topics come up, right? So I think that this was a kind of a game day decision, right? Where it's like, okay, we need to change course. And yeah, it's been brewing a little. Ethan has talked for a couple weeks about potentially doing a different kind of show on Tuesdays. And I've talked about it here a little bit, right? But I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure that was going to happen. But yeah, if this is going to increase the longevity of the show and the sustainability of the show, and also, keep the crew happy, then a choice had to be made. And I applaud Ethan for making that choice instead of just being like, no, fuck you guys, we're going to keep doing this. And if you don't like it, you can quit, So we'll see. We'll see what exactly it entails, but let's keep watching.
Also, we're at the point where we all need a change. So like, although you might not like it, you have to trust that in the long run, this is better, because otherwise,
oh, there we go.
The show, we were getting burned out, right?
Yeah.
So it is a necessity.
There you
Which
go.
is what I've said. That's when I make all these big changes in my career. They've been from a place of necessity, and people always. I'm not looking at the chat, so I don't know how upset people are.
But yeah, that's essentially what I was saying, is that he talked about the fact that people are getting burnt out. I think as creative people specifically, doing the same thing forever sucks. Even if it's a fun job, even if it's a fun show, you need to mix it up sometimes. And sure, maybe someone like Dan would have taken, time to sort of analyze things and build things out. We don't know what's been going on behind the scenes, though. But Ethan is bold, right? Like he makes big sweeping changes very quickly, and they've all paid off essentially, right? Like when he changed the format to, from sitting across the table to this, and we got to trust the process. I think that it's okay to be worried or upset or frustrated, but he does also remind us that, he's done this before and everything has been fine.
They're really happy.
Yeah, they love it.
They're super
that's
happy.
okay.
They're like, wow, this is fucking fantastic
But-
news.
so
It's
when-
fine.
Yeah. But the thing about Ethan is, this is one way that he's different from Hassan. He's not going to not change things because he's worried about the audience's opinion. Like, he is setting the tone for the show. And I really admire that, because it makes me think about Saturday Night Live and how back in the day, in like the 70s, Saturday Night Live was the show that told you what was going to be funny. Like, they were the ones coming up with what was going to be funny. They were creating the characters, the jokes, the taglines, the songs, right? These were just like brand new things. They lampooned celebrities once in a while, right? But even when they did that, it was within like a bigger context that was fresh. And now, for the most part, Saturday Night Live is just responding to what already exists, and responding or using what the world or the audience has said is funny, right? They aren't making something new a lot of the time. So I appreciate Ethan deciding, no, this is the format that is best for this show, and you're going to have to trust me. I like that. I like that authority. I have question marks about the scheduling, obviously, but did I miss a Swiftie reference? What was a Swiftie reference?
Finally,
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this.
Love tomatoes.
For
a lot
years.
of love
Listen, I
tomatoes in the
love that
chat.
you guys love the show so much that the thought of getting less of it is such a devastating prospect, right? That
okay.
means you really like the show.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy. So thank you for that. But
If you are deleting your memberships to H3 over this announcement, you're a baby back bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, we have no idea what is going to happen, where this is gonna go. I think that is so premature and silly and a little childish. Like, today was the first day of the new situation. Give it a second. Give it a second. Head over to Chili's for a fucking baby back bitch special. Like, just give it a chance. It just feels like very Karen-y to me. Like, well, I pay for my membership and I deserve blah, 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 and I deserve a say. And blah, you know, like, I support the show. First and foremost. Like, they're gonna make changes because they understand the show better than we do from the back end, right? So if this is what's best for them, who am I to argue? Who am I to argue, right?
But again, it comes from
Like he's raising our taxes or something. Period.
a place of necessity. Because the alternative was basically like, you know,
Ending the show.
not having a show. I don't know.
Zach.
Hitting the fan?
Yeah, shit, everybody
Yeah.
dying. Everybody was gonna die, and the show was gonna
exactly.
Yeah.
end. Essentially,
Everyone's gonna get cholera. So yeah, that's what's going on. And today we got our first taste of a shorter show, and yeah, I think that it definitely felt much shorter, right? It was 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours. I was watching. I didn't have a chance to watch the show at all, like because it comes out at 3 my time, so I'm working, and then I had to start dinner, so I didn't start watching it till pretty late. And my wife was like, "Are you gonna have time to finish?" Because usually it's like 3 to 4 hours, right? And I was like, I'm just gonna watch as much as I can. So selfishly, today I was okay with it being 2 hours. But I also understand, like, this has been very sudden, right? It's been very sudden. I think there were like maybe 2 to 3 mentions of potentially some kind of new show that I caught and talked about over the last couple weeks. But this happened really fast. And so I think that it must have been somewhat urgent, right? Like a change needed to be made, and Ethan isn't one to pussyfoot around. He just wants to boldly make the decision and move forward. And I'm like that too, so I totally respect it. Make Ethan Laughed episode 2. Karaoke with the Kleins premiere. So the one question I have is like what days the VODs are going to drop, if it's going to be sort of piecemeal. And I think we need to release the idea of us being entitled to or owed a certain number of hours of content a week, especially on the main channel where everything is free. You know, like that to me, like I can feel myself being like, well, I mean, if we're only getting 4 hours here, like, is it going to be consistently getting VODs every week? Are they going to miss some weeks so we'd only get like 2 streams? Like, that is my issue to deal with, right? Like, as they figure this out, that is on me to like fill my time with other things. And I think that's on all of us, right? They really need a lockdown schedule if they're tightening everything up. Yeah, I think they're playing with stuff right now. Like they're testing it live, and it should be this should be a very interesting season for the show. And I know people. I imagine people are upset about less live interaction, right? Like we're gonna get considerably less live interaction with the show. And I get that that's upsetting, but again, if that means lower burnout for the crew, it's hard to argue with that. It's really hard to argue with that. I also think that doing more of the serious stuff in a pre-recorded format will keep Ethan from getting stun-locked by the comments, right? And sort of spiraling off topic or just getting upset by that, or feeling like he needs to change what he's saying. Or, you know, the crew also getting upset by the comments. So I think that this is going to change the atmosphere of live commenting. And I think that is a good thing. No more arguing with chat. Exactly. It's just going to be fun times, everyone having a good time, and lots of love in the chat, which we enjoy. And then if people have problems, they can leave comments on the videos, like on the pre-recorded videos. I also said I like the idea of variety, and I think it'll concentrate the number of live viewers, because if it's only 2 times a week, you might be more likely to really make sure you're attending, right? Instead of being like, oh, I miss Mondays, I'll catch up here. I can't be there. I can't watch Wednesdays, but Friday's coming. So maybe it'll make it. Sometimes if you lower the supply, the demand goes up, right? So that's my other thought, is like you're going to be consolidating viewers. Maybe it'll be bigger streams, which could be really cool. And like I said, when Tamara was in chat, I like the idea of the return to more produced content, because this is a return, right? Like this is what Ethan and Hila did when they were on their own, is that produced content. That's what the content nuke was. These are things that we've loved. Like some of the things that we have loved the most from H3 and from recently have been pre-produced. All the sketches that they do, the trips that they do, the content nukes, right? I'm excited about that return because it's going to give the new creative additions to the group, to the crew, the chance to shine. Like Tamara did an incredible job with Fat Love and making that something that could be translated to live. But I imagine that's kind of constricting, right? The live format is kind of constricting for an animator. So I'm excited to see what she can do. I'm excited to see the kind of creativity that comes out of Morgan's brain, because we know that she can put some shit together. Selfishly, I'm wondering if my schedule will change. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think I need a little more information about how things are going to work before I change anything. So I'm going to try to stick to Mondays and Wednesdays, and then covering the VODs when they come up. But like I said, it will be good to know. It will be good to have that more firmed up if that happens. And I do still want to do after parties on Wednesdays, and then either Friday or Sunday evening, depending on when I'm available. And then, yeah, depending on the length of these, the VODs, which apparently are going to be longer than the one was today, I might cover that in addition to some other things and sort of cobble together some lives, but we'll see. We shall see about that. Let's look at some comments or some posts on the subreddit that kind of span the spectrum of reactions here. Let me just make this a little bit smaller so we can see everything. I loved this one. I know the 2-hour format is Dan's idea. I just can't prove it. Oh, thank you, Mayor Bear. So someone thinks that Dan is behind this because he loves wrapping up early. And I can imagine Dan like speaking up for the crew and being like, dude, we got to do something different, you know? And maybe it was like the recent Hassan stuff that just sort of triggered everything, you know? Dan was lingering with the donos like crazy today. Yeah, for sure. If you do 2 hours, you need to cut Teddy Fresh, bathroom breaks, dog talk, dono reads, loads. You can't do that, obviously, but if you don't, along with the official sponsor read, the actual show won't be 2 hours. It'll be 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, time management, as they say in basketball, clock management is going to be a huge thing. And Dan has already admitted they're probably going to go over like every single time, right? But you got to have some sort of guardrails for Ethan then to like bust through. I just almost spit out my water. No more Ethan sitting in Subway for half an hour. Like, that was some crazy shit this show has done. Okay, this person says, the new schedule won't stick. Prediction. The new schedule won't stick. The 2-hour focused LOL live episodes twice a week, will be totally meandering like the show usually is. Topics will be skipped and episodes will go long, and the VODs will severely underperform. I totally understand the desire to shift the serious topics off of the live, especially with all the blowback the crew gets because of those segments from this community, and I don't hate the attempt at restructuring. This is purely a prediction. I think it's funny that Ethan expects anyone to believe he can keep all the Warzone talk off of the live, as if he has any self-control when it comes to messy, high-emotion topics, i.e. Hassan snarkers. Over-under on this whole new schedule is 3 weeks, in my opinion. Mods, please don't delete. I don't post often and have been a huge fan for the show for 10 plus years. Let's ban Watch Talk. Watch Talk has to go. If we're cutting stuff, Watch Talk needs to go. Yeah, I mean, you can see, we have seen, because they've tried to keep Warzone at the end of the show, or like have a specific segment, and it all bleeds out, right? That's like the nature of this format, and Ethan is very stream of consciousness. So yes, there are some obstacles, some barriers to this new format potentially working, but that doesn't mean it won't. That doesn't mean they can't work on things and tighten things up, right? They are capable of changing. And we'll see. We'll see if that's possible. I'm remaining optimistic. Gonna miss Monday eps. The Monday episodes really got me through the beginning of a stressful week. Work week, especially when big news gossip happened over the weekend. Damn, RIP. Well, I'll still be going live on Mondays. I will still be going live on Mondays, and we potentially might be getting VODs on Mondays. Who fucking knows? Who knows anything? This is just an idea. Like, this was just like a heads up, and I thought that it was important to include. With Peace and Love H3 crew, please use a different background when filming the VODs. It looks like a highlight video if you're not paying a close attention, and this will definitely affect views. Yeah, because it does look like it's just more of the same thing, right? We won't know until they try. That's right, Manola. I also think they should live premiere the VODs. It would help bridge the gap for people who make H3 part of their routine. That seems like an easy win, right? Low-hanging fruit to help bridge the gap. So OK Sale 2, that's a great idea. All right, now we have some positive ones, right? A lot of people are really hesitant and worried about it, but then we have some people that are feeling really good about it. Now, if we want to talk about like the ratios here, don't pay attention to those. You didn't see that. It's totally the same amount of people that are excited about the format. As a fan of the podcast going on 5 years now, I'm definitely sad there will be less live content. I really like when the crew goes off on tangents for an hour about whatever comes up, and listening to them just chat and hang out feels like I'm hanging out with friends. But I totally understand the need to change the format if the crew is feeling worn out. This new format is so much better than there being no show at all, right? And now the lives can be all fun. I'm always a proponent of whatever keeps my favorite podcast going. It'll take some getting used to, but soon it'll feel normal. I think that has a lot of merit to it. Guys, just remember, we aren't baby back bitches here. That's right. That's right. Excited about the new format. I know people are hating on here right now, but I think the new format will be a good thing moving forward. I've personally been very fatigued by the Hassan situation, and it's taken up a significant part of the show for the last 2 years. That's true. Think about how much other stuff they'll be able to cover without that. I know it feels like 2 hours is short, but it's like extracting the 2 hours a day of Hassan content and then giving us the 2 hours left over, you know? I totally understand why Ethan is speaking on it, but I've been watching less and less because it's been making me depressed, and I've seen a lot of others echo the same feelings. Obviously, it sucks that there will be less content, but I'm excited to watch some shows more similar to the way it used to be before everything got so out of hand and crazy. I know a lot of people really enjoy the Warzone, so this will give them an opportunity to still watch that, and those like me can experience something more lighthearted. Right, and I think it also might help, like, take the temperature down on everything, right? If there isn't just like constant live coverage of every terrible thing that Hassan does or iDubbbz says, right? Like, I think it could help put some like actual temporal distance between events. and maybe they'll fizzle out before things can be sort of rehashed, which I don't think is a bad thing. Everyone flipped out last time they made a change too, but I think we will all get used to it. Excited to see what's next. Yeah, like, remember when people were just like shitting on the curtains that Sam put up or whatever? Like, we need to be a little bit more welcoming of change. Hassan's a lizard demon person. What else is there to know? Yeah, I would love if we could just not talk about him, but then he just keeps being terrible and saying things that kind of need to be addressed. It sucks. Okay. My take on the new format and how this could lead to more content. Isn't this interesting? This is a serious message with peace and love. Personally, I like the new format. I think it is beneficial to have pre-recorded tight videos. It helped a lot for the first one today, and I hope they will add more of the H3 flair as they go. Sound bites, memes, etc. I understand Ethan and the crew feeling burnt out. They make a lot of content, but I think they can scale back the lives for now, and we, the audience, could end up with even more content. How, you ask? Do a lol cow and create the H3 cinematic universe. Okay, I have had this idea, not necessarily with the crew, but I love this, but we're kind of building that with the H3 galaxy, right? And I will say, I don't think this is any of us. But yeah, just like having the crew do stuff is a really cool idea. Do a lol cow and create the universe. Imagine if, in addition to the videos and lives with Ethan, we have a live weekly girls episode. Those have been popular, and it could be its own show under the H3 umbrella. And that is something I've said, is that H3 could branch out, and not just with the crew shows, but like take smaller podcasts under their wing and nurture them, and teach them things. Do you know what I mean? Like, Ethan could be producing things and getting a cut. You know what I mean? They could expand it because there is so much. He has so much knowledge. Dan has so much knowledge. Zach has so much knowledge. They could be nurturing like the next gen of like quality content, not just like Logan Paul and people who will just do anything to get famous. That could be a real they could have a real impact on the ecosystem of YouTube by doing that. Politics with Dan and Hutch, my bald dream team. Tom could have his own show under H3 where he gets A-list celebrities that no one tunes in for. JK, we love Tom. Ultimately, we should give them the time to cook and see how to make this format great. I know at times when I have been burnt out, I don't do my most creative work, 100%. Even without extra shows, I think we'll see the quality of the content go up, commensurate with the creative energy from Ethan, the crew, and any guests they bring in. I love that. I love this idea of letting everybody shine and have their own moments in these more the more planned out segments and the pre-recorded shows. So I love this. I think this is all a great idea, and I love the idea of the H3 show. Like diversifying. I think it's great. This is a very long one. Let's see. I'm just going to skim it here. You should give this new format a chance. If they're getting burnt out, they're just going to get more miserable, and the show is just going to suffer because of it, if it even sticks around in the first place. Being burnt out on making content and wanting to change things up is how we got this podcast in the first place, ironically enough. That's right. Right? Ethan was hating the format and was sick of it and was feeling burnt out and stressed out from the initial format of all at that time, all the pre-recorded stuff, right? Because they didn't have the crew. And that gave us this wonderful podcast. So who knows what this is going to give us? It could be really great. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out. They try to do something new. And even if it doesn't pan out for them, at least they can rest easy knowing they gave it their all and they won't have any lingering regrets. And then they can return to the old format. Exactly. It's not like there's no turning back. Best case scenario, it completely revitalizes everybody involved and the content they output is better than ever. It infuses new life into the channel and could potentially even grow its audience, making the live episodes even more must-see, can't miss. That's what I was saying, like, it's going to be like appointment TV, right? Appointment television where you know it's coming on Wednesday and Friday and you don't want to miss it. And for those intimidated by live streams or uninterested in long-form content, a more palatable option that's just as enjoyable. And also, it's getting the new content, not just clips, which is not being favored by the YouTube algorithm, right? So yeah, I think that that's great. Then we have, I think this change can be beneficial. I mean, it's all, people are saying essentially the same stuff. Most importantly, the show will now end before Philly D uploads, so we can officially become the Philly D waiting room. So yeah, there's a wide range of opinions, which you should expect. I just hope that we can remain open-minded, right? Like, I want this show to thrive because I enjoy it. I'm not rooting for its downfall. I want the crew to feel refreshed and excited, and I want them to be able to, do the creative things they want to do. I want them to shine if they want to shine on camera, or behind camera. Yeah, we want the show to succeed. And what Ethan told us today is that if they didn't make this change, there was gonna be a problem. Right? And we don't want that. We want the show to keep going. So yeah, I'm optimistic, but I think I'm kind of like a chronic optimist, but I have faith. I have faith that something good is going to come out of this. If the new format doesn't last, I think they will at least get some bits, some little aspects that they can take back, things they want to incorporate into whatever the next iteration is. I don't think making a change is ever really bad for creativity, Like, I think about when it comes to writing, like, I worked for years on this book when I was in my master's program, and now I look back, I'm like, this thing is fucking terrible. But I have been able to take from that book like scenes and put them into a new place, right? So I consider that old crappy thing an organ donor for like my future projects. So this feels like it could be an organ donor, or maybe the show as it is right now is going to be an organ donor for the new iteration, right? Like, the creativity isn't wasted. It's going to go somewhere else. Change makes me itchy, but I hope it goes well. Yeah. 3-hour eps are truly a thing of the past. I wouldn't say so. I have a feeling they're going to go over a lot. I enjoy Ethan's war zones. Well, they're going to be very focused now. I mean, he's going to be doing a lot of them pre-recorded. All right. Doing Goss Talk as VODs would be best, to be honest, so chat isn't mean to Olivia because they joined midway through or whatever. Yeah, there are a lot of segments that could benefit from being pre-recorded. Like, hello, we did, what was it? Dungeons and Dragons. And how cool was that? Like, there are so many pre-recorded things that we have loved. Silent Library, like, this is going to give them a lot more freedom, I think, to do creative stuff. It would give them more time to research and plan segments. Exactly. So I really think that this is going to lead to a lot more creativity. I think the VODs are also due to comments picking apart Ethan's tics when he would get stressed, excited during Warzone segments. VODs give him more control to edit stuff out if he wants. I think that's true too, because I mean, he has said it's not really about the criticism. It's when he watches it back, it like annoys him, right? And so giving him that control during segments that might trigger his anxiety, I think that that's a great thing. The pre-recorded content is historically done worse on the H3 podcast channel, and I think the intention is to up that engagement. Okay, we'll see what happens. I just want to see the crew get drunk and high. That is always fun. I miss Cam too. He's the best. Okay, so let's get into iDubbbz. We had a big segment on iDubbbz today. We learned that iDubbbz blocked Dad. How fucking dare he? How dare he? I mean, and that is like the classic online leftist strategy. Although, can you really call him a leftist? Something I've seen a lot is like anytime I have responded to someone in Hassan's orbit, if I'm even like the littlest bit critical, they immediately block me.
Mail.
Oh, thank you,
Blanket
Robert.
gave $20.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, I just get like immediately blocked. Like they will not engage with anybody, or they will like do a personal attack and then block you so you can't respond. It's so childish. It's so childish. Yeah, shout out Robert. Shout out. It's very cowardly. But this happened because Dad said he wants to box iDubbbz under the Misfits on the Misfits card. But like, I don't see any world in which Ian does that because he doesn't even like boxing. Like he only did it, it seems, because Anissa really, really wanted to do it. But she conveniently couldn't box because of all of her concussions. So Ian had to do it, but he fucking hated it. He hated it. So, I hope that Dad gets what he wants. I hope, or something. Like, I hope he gets some kind of redemption out of this new boxing outfit, but I don't think it's going to be him boxing with iDubbbz. Like, I just don't think that's going to happen. And on top of blocking Dad, he also, iDubbbz also unfollowed AB. And I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a slap in the face to AB because he has remained extremely kind and charitable and neutral about iDubbbz, both on the show and on the internet, right? Like he's been in a terrible position, but he is still, given Ian the benefit of the doubt over and over and over again. And so for this to happen, like, it's just silly. It's just more childish bullshit. And again, like these are the people that are supposed to be the moral arbiters, the arbiters of morality for the left. It just doesn't make sense to me.
You've got mail.
Ooh.
Since I gave them $49. As long as I still have your after parties, I'm okay.
Thank you, Tsitsi. Is that how you say your name? Ian is the equivalent of a used diaper in the rain. He really has just like, it is like someone turned the lights out. I do wonder if there's like an issue for real. Like he just kind of has like a very flat affect all of a sudden. Like if you go back and watch the old like H3 iDubbbz collabs, which are some of my favorite H3 videos, he had like a spark in there. Like he looked crazy, but it was like in a fun way, And now it's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's like some kind of medication he's on or it is the boxing or what. Like, I don't want to speculate, but he seems emotionally blunted. And he's lobotomized him. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but he just looks. Maybe it's like it could be like long COVID, like it could be brain fog from something, right? There's like all kinds of things that it could be, but I don't know, man. He just doesn't look happy. Oh my God, the hot knife video. My wife and I, the first time we watched it, were crying, laughing. Like it was one of those laughs where I thought I was gonna die. Like I could not get oxygen. I loved it. I love it still so much. Sizzle equals subs. It's the best. And the fucking smoke machine, like it's just genius. It was so funny. Oh, good, CT, I'm happy. Okay, so let's talk about the piece that was really, I don't want to say it was shocking, but the piece that was really disappointing is that apparently iDubbbz has only voted once. He's maybe only voted once, and when he did, it was, he thinks, for Mitt Romney? Like, now I'm wondering if he has, like, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it because that's not something I want to speculate about. But here we go. Here is iDubbbz talking about his voting record, essentially, or lack thereof. And then he goes on to like try to give advice about politics in voting. It's quite something. It's quite something.
Definitely be a turnoff.
But, like, if your candidate eventually wins, like, you might have been expecting, like, oh shit, now that my guy has finally won, like, something's going to happen.
This is like such classic anti-intellectualist bullshit. I'm like, ooh, they're all the same, so why are you voting? It doesn't matter.
But
How would you know? You've never voted.
Literally never voted. How can he say
Once
anything?
again, you don't.
Oh my gosh,
Robert
Robert.
Baker gave $50. Thanks for streaming. Chat is awesome. Have a beautiful night, everyone.
Thank you, Robert. You're awesome. Holy shit. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. But yeah, just this whole like, oh, it doesn't matter if you vote, bleh, right? Like he's so much smarter than everyone because he didn't vote.
You don't even know. You don't even have the empirical evidence to even make this claim because you never fucking voted. Again, why are you talking?
Not even.
about it?
It's not even. He doesn't just not have empirical evidence. He doesn't have anecdotal evidence. He doesn't have
even have a single story that he remembers about voting.
any of it.
He's got no evidence.
He's got
he has
zero
no experience. He has no brain. All he's got is some stinky britches and mango shit breath.
Stinky britches.
God damn, what a loser.
it kind of feels like
Every time Zach plays the fart sound effects, not the one that sounds like diarrhea going into like a metal bedpan, but just like the single fart gets me every time.
he realized, like, oh shit, this is like the same thing.
What?
Disillusion.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he realized, like,
This is something that like far right people say and far left people say, that voting doesn't matter because it's all the same thing.
oh shit, this is like the same thing.
What?
Disillusion.
What?
Thank you, Bean Fiend. Like,
Ethan with the
same
fucking
thing.
Lil Jon.
What?
Disillusion. Feels like he realized, like, oh shit, this is
Sorry.
like the same thing.
What?
Disillusion. Thank you, Bean Fiend. That is the word.
So yeah, that
It's so fucking stupid to me. The fact that he's sitting there talking about this stuff in definites as someone who has potentially never voted, maybe voted one time in a single presidential election, but he's talking in definites about like what actually changes when a new party gets elected. Like to think that he has any business talking about voting and its impact is crazy. And specifically the Democrats and Republicans are the same thing, which we know that Hassan peddles regularly too, right? So I feel like that's where Ian might be getting his information. Guess what? White guys think that. Please hold. White men think that Democrats and Republicans are the same because they're safe from impact no matter what. So the changing of the guard rarely actually trickles up to affect them, right? They go mostly unscathed. So to them, a Democrat, Republican doesn't really matter. You know, their livelihood isn't at stake. Their citizenship isn't at stake. Their marriage isn't at stake. Their gender identity isn't at stake, right? They just can coast up here and talk about things in a very theoretical way and you know, play chess with these people. When the rest of us are down in the fucking dirt feeling the impact of whether a Democrat or Republican is elected. The rest of us know the difference. The rest of us can tell that the two are not the same thing. For example, just this month, I have learned that my marriage might be nullified at the federal level. Something that's not affecting Ian, right? A friend of mine, one of my very good friends, is black and she's married to a white man. And she's worried that if same-sex marriage falls, then interracial marriage is going to go next because loving and Obergefell are often considered related to each other. And it's sort of like a domino effect. And then I have a gay black friend who is also an immigrant who is worried about his marriage on multiple fronts. And my niece had cancer. She's fine now. Shout out to cancer research. But now cancer research is under fire. This is just me and the people I know. And that's why it makes me so mad when these fucking white guys say shit like, Kamala would have done the same thing. Kamala would have asked the Supreme Court to nullify my marriage. Kamala would have slashed cancer research that literally saved my niece's life. Like the research that was done in the last 5 years, and my niece is 4. What are we fucking doing? You don't get to say that there's no difference just because the differences don't affect you. It would be like me saying bathrooms never have urinals just because the bathrooms I use don't have them. Right? You can't go off your own individual experience. Yeah, Kamala would have invaded Canada. Kamala would have tried to take over Greenland. Oh yeah, the US aid cuts. The the research cuts overall. Yes, they have all this empathy for people overseas, as they should. But then when it comes to like actual harm reduction here, voting doesn't matter. They're all the same. How can you say that? And also, on top of that, how can you have the balls to tell the people in your audience who are from marginalized groups that neither side is going to help them? When you know damn well that Democrats are going to work a little bit harder to protect people's civil liberties. Trash. It's fucking trash. Okay, so let's go back to this bullshit.
So yeah, he's saying that
Fries my
basically
cookies.
voting doesn't matter.
Yep.
Which is
that's what he's saying.
how if people like you didn't vote is how we got Trump, and Trump is now canceling so much shit, and you're
Right, and also they say, oh well, not enough people voted for Jill Stein for it to be proven that blah blah blah. We're talking about voter apathy. We're talking about the 20 million people, the 20 million Democrats who didn't fucking vote this year or last year, right? You can't tell me that the Hassan crew didn't have an impact on that. Of course, there was also like the Nelk boys talking to the young dudes and being like, doesn't matter if you vote, it's all the same thing, right? But you can't tell me that the influence of the hardcore leftists being like, both parties love genocide. You can't tell me that low information voters didn't stay home because of that. Like, that's trash. There was definitely an impact.
You're getting to the find out portion of, yeah, voting does matter because everything you took for granted, somebody was actually doing it, and now they're taking it all away. So enjoy finding out what not voting is.
This guy he's trying to virtue
But he
signal.
won't. That's the thing. Like, he won't find out anything. White men are protected more than anybody else. He is completely, even in his basement in Canada, he is completely cushioned from any impacts by Trump. He will probably get a tax cut from Trump. And that's why he can say with such confidence that Democrats and Republicans are the same. Because he doesn't feel the shit that actually trickles down, which is pain and suffering.
About how the system is rigged and it doesn't matter, but he's not even fucking ever voted. He's not done it. He's virtue signaling about having done it, but he's not done it. He is literally assault. You know what? He is a cracker. He is a cracker.
Wait, what's that?
He's
What's that
assaulting
mean?
Did I miss they say he might not even be registered?
He's trying to virtue signal about how the system is rigged and it doesn't matter, but he's not even fucking ever voted. He's not done it. He's virtue signaling about having done it, but he's not done it. He is literally assault. You know what? He is a cracker.
Okay, the cracker conversation I don't care about.
Okay. Was not great.
Every once in a while. No, well, that's
We
wrong.
don't need to have saltine chat.
I never pick it over. That's it. Yeah, that's not. And they're pretty good to like you put things on it.
But she ended up marrying a cracker.
Yeah, I love
rice
those.
cake. He is that.
Okay, we're
It probably-
deep in
they
rice
probably
cakes.
He
weren't-
sympathizes
they were
with
probably
the
Okay,
guy.
here we go.
what I was looking for.
There you
Thank
go.
you guys. Thank you. And yes, thank you. And walk it up.
He was calling that word a slut. He was slut shaming a word.
All right, here it is.
There it is.
What I was looking for. Yeah, just super
Oyster crackers are definitely elite. I love oyster crackers. I'll eat those on their own. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll while we listen to the rest of this. Let's do saltines versus oyster crackers. Although, ooh, saltines with like a little bit of grape jelly on them. My grandma used to have that all the time. I love that shit. Okay, go crazy.
super disillusioned. He lost all his friends.
Why are you disillusioned? What hardships have you experienced at the hands of, look at this is perfect. This is what his brain actually looks like. What hardships have you experienced from voting? What has disappointed you, a straight white man from America? What hasn't panned out for you?
His friends sounds like bad friends.
Saltines and chili, not even when you're broke. They give you saltines at Wendy's for their chili. It's so fucking good. Ooh, I might get Wendy's chili tomorrow. Thank you for that.
Not necessarily. I think it just sounds like they probably
sympathizes
weren't, they were
with
probably
the guy
pretty
losing
surface
all of
level
his friends.
friendships and
He's so fucking dumb,
It's
man.
a little close
This
to
is
home.
is a,
Every night.
absolutely. Figure out.
yeah.
No.
Like some people just think their friends are like people that they talk to on a regular basis.
There's no cut in this.
Huh?
He said, I've never voted. I voted for Romney. Voting doesn't matter. Also, people.
That can be I mean, maybe a light.
Shout out
friend.
Fontaine's DC though.
He is voting. Show you guys. Prove a point to you how dumb and boring and bad he is.
Okay, so yeah, so basically, like, there was also a piece, I don't know where it is now, but there was a piece where they said he might not even be registered. If the last time he voted was for Mitt Romney, he for sure is not. It depends on the state and the city, but almost everyone does a voter roll purge, like at least once a year, which to me is voter suppression, right? Basically, they're like, if you didn't vote this year, we're going to take you off the list, which is trash and should be illegal, right? And I make sure I write that on my shit every time I turn it into my town. I'm like, you shouldn't be doing this. This is voter suppression. So there's no way in hell that he is still registered anywhere, right? There's just no way in hell. But this is my takeaway from this, and it's just a question. Like, he's not knowledgeable about politics or voting. He doesn't seem passionate about it. He can't even like get the sentences together to talk about it. So why is he doing this kind of content? What is he adding to the political landscape of Twitch by doing this content? What is his point of view? What is his angle? Why is he doing this? There doesn't seem to be some sort of like intrinsic interest. It feels to me, in my opinion, like a cash grab. Like he has seen Hassan's success in the Twitch format and how easy it is, right, to just sit in front of your camera and eat and say that voting doesn't matter. And he wants to hitch his cart to that wagon. That's a potential theory I have, right? Because even if you are a fan of Hassan, how can you look at this and say that it's good content, right? And to me, like, I don't think Hassan's content is good, and I don't like the way he talks to his audience. But this is like a full-size ladder down. It's nothing. There isn't even like information coming out of him, right? He doesn't seem to know anything. He doesn't even have experience in politics because he hasn't even voted. Like, he doesn't have the bare minimum of experience to add anything to the conversation. And again, that is some mediocre white man shit, right? Thinking, you know what? I've got some half-formed ideas that just came to me about politics. I think the world needs to hear them. I think it's time for the world to hear the thoughts that have not finished forming in my brain. You know? So I don't understand it. If it's, maybe it is a cash grab, and if I don't know if that's going to really pan out. I mean, it just seems like he's grabbing at straws, like trying to figure out what he wants to do. Or is this path something that he's been encouraged into by Anissa, aka Lady Macbeth, you know, who I defended for a long, long time because I saw like all the sexism coming her way and everyone being like, oh, she ruined Ethan, blah, 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 which obviously is not true. Ian ruined himself. But I do wonder how much influence she has over his path, because it feels like he's doing this against his will, much like the boxing thing. So is this the same thing? Because we heard just recently how much he hates boxing. After running Creator Clash for 2 years. So is this this like political streamer thing? Is he gonna burn this down in a year and say how much he hated it all along? Like, maybe he just needs to take some time to like think about what he wants. But I don't know if he has the space to figure that out, if he has been given the space and the silence to do that. But like, what are your interests, Ian? It doesn't seem like it's politics because you don't know anything. What are you into? Like, who is in there? What are you trying to do? What do you want to do? What lights you up? Anything? Does anything anymore? It's hard to say. It's worth pointing out that Ian also took the time to block Gallia, and the crew was like, that's so random. But if you have been privy to anything happening over on Twitter or in the snark subreddits, they think that Gallia is just like Ethan's propaganda machine. And of course they hate her because she's, you know, Ukrainian, right? So yeah, I mean, this is very disappointing, and I hope Ian, iDubbbz, whatever, figures out where he actually belongs, because then maybe the light will come back into his eyes. But for now, he's really not adding anything to the political landscape of Twitch or YouTube or anywhere else he's posting. Might want to start with voting. There's a midterm election coming up next year. Maybe participate in that if you're not too busy. Okay, let's see here. What do I want to do next? Do we want to talk about... Oh, I guess we can talk about Rollo Tony. I just have a couple funny little things with that, but just one second. All right, let's see. All right, so Rollo Tony is back on the radar. Who I thought his name was Roland, but it really is Rollo. His name is Rollo. What is it? Rollo Tomasi. He's back on the radar, and yeah, they were really going in on his very unique style today. So I just had a couple little bits about him. Here he is. All decked out in his finest. Hang on, let me move this up here. So we can see everything he's working with, right? He's got the crazy bandana that's like all the way down to his eyebrows, which is like, I think it was Zach who said that, or maybe it was AB, compared him to Bret Michaels, which is totally makes sense. The cool shark tooth necklace, the beaded bracelets, all this shit, the all white, the very metrosexual top. And like all I could think when I saw, oh my God, look at these loafers too. Those look busted. All I could think about when I saw this, it's a very specific lesbian tangent. My wife and I have talked about this phenomenon where butch lesbians pick a style and they just stick with it forever and ever. And we have determined through anecdotal evidence, essentially, that the style that they pick is the one that they were wearing when they came out. And then they are kind of like locked into that for the rest of their lives. Because it's like, this is the outfit that says I'm gay. It's the one that it's the first thing I've been really comfortable in my whole life. And so now this is what I'm going to wear forever. Like if you've ever seen butch lesbians, a lot of them, now that are, millennial butch lesbians, they wear the plaid long cargo shorts, which were like so popular in the early 2000s, right? They might wear a polo shirt, same thing. If you see Gen X lesbians, they've always got like the Oakleys, right? And like the Birkenstocks. So it's like they get stuck in the fashion that was popular when they first felt the most themselves, which is kind of sweet, right? So I don't know if this is a midlife crisis or he's just been holding on to this shit his whole adult life. Me with Aloha shirts. It's true. I mean, you're going to see it now. You're going to see it when you're out in public, when you see older lesbians. For sure. Lilith Fair feels exactly. I mean, this look would slay at Lilith Fair. It's pretty Gen X lesbian coded, honestly. Everybody gets that point in time they lock into. Totally true. Hoodies and beanies, right? Rollo Tony butch confirmed? I think so. I think he's got some butch in him for sure. So yeah, that was something that happened. I mean, because we talk a lot in the queer community about delayed adolescence or like a second adolescence, because when you're growing up, you kind of don't feel like yourself. And then when you come out, it's like you get to do all of like the self-discovery again, right? And so I think that might play a role in all of this stuff. Why does he look so orange? Oh, speaking of orange, great segue. On the show, they were talking about, did I get a clip for that? Oh, let me see if I can get them talking about it. Rollo Tony. Oh, where's Rollo? Oh, that's like huge. Hang on. Let me find it. It's coming. There's a specific outfit. Oh, here it is. Okay. So speaking of him and going like ham on the spray tan, let's talk about this.
Clearly, you're thinking about this wrong, by the way. Shout out to this cool ass dude. This
That's exactly the comment, Vanessa.
It looks like he just got finished cleaning a chimney.
Yeah, that's almost like
Cricket.
Yes.
Jiminy Cricket. He looks like he just got finished cleaning a chimney, which inspired me to make, oh, not that. Let me find it. As soon as he said that, I had there was only one chimney sweep that I thought of. You might be able to guess who it is. Where'd it go? Oh, there he is. I'm so stupid. Chimney, chim, chiroo. Chitty, bang, bang ass. Absolutely Bert the chimney sweep. Oh my God. So yeah, and I do hate that he did such a face tune on this, because this so clearly is not him. But yeah, definitely Mary Poppins. Was Dick Van Dyke also in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I can't remember if he was in that too. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you, and our pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang loves us too. High, low, anywhere we go, on chitty chitty we depend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, I find more my friend. Dick Van Dyke is still alive? Let me tell you guys something. My blind spot, I cannot believe this. Yes, he is still alive. 99 years old. Bless this man. Oh my gosh, toot sweet. I am so bad at knowing what celebrities are dead and alive. Like when they said today that OJ was dead, I was like, what? Since when? Literally, name a celebrity, I will have no idea if they're dead or alive. If they're over like 50 years old, terrible at it. Even if it was like this most epic, memorable death. I don't know. I love celebrities. I know a lot about them. Whether they're dead or alive after a certain point, no idea. Like, is Bill Cosby alive or dead? I don't know. Genuinely do not know. Julie Andrews is alive? Is Maggie Smith alive or no? I relate them to each other. Cher is alive. Cher is definitely alive. Epstein is definitely alive. Jenna and Julian podcast, they played a game where they had to guess if someone was dead or alive. I love when they did the, like, who is Julia Roberts one. That was so fucking funny. Maggie died, Julia is alive. Okay. Betty White, yeah, she's dead, right? See, I genuinely... It's hard for me. It's hard for me to know. Maggie Pass, smileys. Rest in peace, Maggie Smith. Tupac definitely alive. Oh, Leslie Jordan. That one was sad. That one I remember. One little note. This is just one thing about the horny cowboy. I agree that his wife definitely needs to come on. And also, I really hope when he calls in, that the crew or that Ethan asks him if they are swingers. Does anybody else get that vibe? Claudia! The girl from the Netflix cruise ship. I said at the top of this show, dead. I do not think she's alive. Yes. We should, and all they have to say is like, do you know what a pineapple means or an upside down pineapple? I really, when I see him, I'm like, is this guy a swinger? Like, he's just so open sexually. Right? And he seems like he has so much love to give. You know what I mean? The vibes are very much there. Yeah. Like, I feel like they go on cruises and put, like, the pineapple on their door or whatever they do. Oh, God. And the last little thing, I mean, we have Keem. I think we should talk about Keemy Dreamy and the fact that like both Ethan and Hila have like totally softened on Keem over the years. It's so interesting. I think LolCow has healed something for so many of these people, right? Like Keemstar seems like a different person. Ethan and Hila are like having empathy for him in a weird way, right? And so I just love this. And I know Keem is problematic. He's always been problematic. But just like from the show's like ongoing arc, this is fascinating. Okay, so someone said genuine friendships can be healing. That's so sweet and true. So here's Keem crying about Wings of Redemption coming back.
Emotional, man. I don't blame you.
Don't know why I'm emotional.
Also, shout out Polar Seltzer. I have those in my fridge right now. I can't believe this.
Yeah, sounds like a hockey.
The fucking royalty-free music got him. That's so funny.
I love it. What a softie we got here. I've always known he's a softie because
Aw.
that's why he took our beef and the conflicts, why he would get so angry at people. Because he would like get genuinely invested in people and be like, they're my friend. I love them. I'm invested. And because I know that he is an orphan, his birth parents orphaned him.
People are laughing at the orphan thing. You hear them laugh?
An orphan. His birth parents orphaned him and he was adopted. So what comes commonly with that is a fear of abandonment. And I know I've assumed that has something to do with him.
Ethan knowing this was impressive. I mean, Ethan does a lot of research on the people that are terrible to him, right?
That certain times he's lashed out. And so I can forgive.
Yeah, I think Beans, I think that is true. I think he was adopted.
That and
I don't know if orphan means your parents died. Could it mean that they gave you up? I mean, I guess you're not an orphan. I don't know. It's kind of an old-timey word, isn't it?
that context, and it's nice to see. What can he say, man? I mean, this is.
I don't think it's psychoanalyzing. I think it's Ethan giving an explanation, a potential explanation for why Keem was like so upset by their feud, and because he was just like a completely unhealed asshole, he just did everything in the most toxic way possible. Keemstar.
We always kind of thought that he just wanted to be friends, you know, and ultimately the beef was about just not being cool with each other.
Yeah.
But he was kind of evil.
Yeah, I mean, he was like deeply insecure. That was the vibe, right? That he was like deeply insecure at that time, and was easily wounded, especially in public. I get it, but he's kind of cruel to his friends. Yeah, I'm sure. But I think he has matured a lot from what I can see. But yeah, he's not perfect, clearly.
It was hard.
A lot evil back
It was
then.
hard. But
I like that Ethan and Hila are capable of being charitable to people who have been so horrible to them. Like, that is, to me, like such deep empathy, right? To not just be like, fuck Keem, fuck whatever he does forever and ever. He's a piece of shit. He'll never be anything but what he was 10 years ago when he was terrible to us, right? Like, that's some Hassan shit. Right? It's just you compartmentalize people, you label them, and you throw them in a box, and you just keep shitting on them forever because they did something wrong to you, right? You hold this weird grudge. But Ethan and Hila can like see the change in Keemstar, and it has moved them, and they have changed, right? Like, they've grown, they've had kids now, and you know, it kind of makes the internet beef seem kind of irrelevant, I'm sure.
But nowadays...
Now I'm picturing Keem as Annie. Oh my god. Well, who's gonna make that meme?
Totally changed man.
Sorry.
I don't know what to say, guys.
Boogie, it's been hell. It's been hell.
It's been hell.
It's been hell trying to make this show with you, Boogie.
Listen, it's not easy to be a lolcow farmer, right? It's long hours, day in, day out. You're up with the sun, shoveling shit. Milking cows, milking them lolcows, putting them out on pasture, back-breaking work, right? So I don't know what is going on in Keem's life that he's like this sentimental and emotional.
Haley's comment gave $2.
Banner in my inbox.
Socks too.
Oh my god. Let's see if I can put it up here. Haley, you are the shit. Oh my god, I love it. Ah. Yeah, let me see if I can put it up here. I'm sure y'all want to see it before we go. So let me just pull it up and then I'll just do it from here. Go down. You stupid mouse. Oh no, yeah, I do need to do it this way. So yeah, I don't know what's going on in Keem's life. Like, something is making him like on edge and emotional, right? That this triggered him. I don't know. Maybe it's just him growing up and like someone said, like having close friends. Maybe it really has been exhausting doing his job. I'm not sure, but This was just like, I don't know, like, I'm like Ethan and Hila. It's hard for me to really hold a grudge. It's hard for me to like really keep sticking it to someone that I've hated. You know, if they show their humanity in any kind of way, it just gets me, you know? Like I've said it. I even feel bad. Can y'all see that? Can you see it? Can you see it yet? I need to make this smaller. I think it was this, right? Nope, not that. Is it this one? Nope, not that. What the isn't this working? There we go. Hi, everyone. Hey. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you, Haley. You are amazing. So yeah, I don't know what's going on in Keemstar's life, but I'm glad that he's able to show his emotion, right? I don't think that that's a negative. I don't think people changing is a negative. Yeah, Haley's the shit. Everyone go follow Haley's comment. Toot sweet. Toot sweet. All right, the last thing I want to do, I do want to talk about Jordan Peterson. It's going to be very, very short. Jordan Peterson is taking some time off because of a controversial new diagnosis. They talked about this on the show. They talked about the fact that he has been diagnosed with essentially it's chronic mold illness, which similar to chronic Lyme is a disputed diagnosis, right? It's basically at this point some kind of a pseudoscience, and even the doctors agree. Like I was able to look some stuff up. It's a chimney sweep. So basically, the doctors are saying that it's not really. Let me zoom this in for y'all. At this point, it's not really a real thing. So it says, despite increasing patient reports and clinical attention, CIRS, chronic inflammatory response system, remains a contentious diagnosis due to its complex symptomology, lack of standardized diagnostic criteria, and limited recognition in mainstream medicine. So this is like, I think this is a very like generous and charitable paper on this condition. Really what that's saying is no mainstream doctors are really recognizing this shit, right? Like it's not something that people are considering a real illness. People are talking about other potential reasons he's got these symptoms that he's having long term. Some people think it's because he took himself off his psych meds cold turkey. Other people think it might be long COVID, like they talked about that on the show. But what I dug in and found was the person who first discovered this chronic mold illness. Because I was like, where did this even start? Like, I've never heard of this before. So like, who pioneered the idea of chronic inflammatory response syndrome? And it was this man, Dr. Richie Schumacher, a recognized leader in patient care, research, and education, pioneer, in the field of biotoxin-related illness. While illness acquired following exposure to the interior environment of water-damaged buildings comprises the bulk of Schumacher's daily practice, other illnesses caused by exposure to biologically produced toxins are quite similar in their final common pathway. So basically what he has experience in is mold in water damaged buildings, right? That's the bulk of his work. And when I saw that, I had a hunch. And my hunch was, has this doctor been called in as an expert witness to help people sue companies where they worked for mold poisoning, essentially? And guess what? He has. He has. The bulk of his work being studying people who have been exposed to water damaged buildings has led to him being called in at least one workers' comp trial. And I was feeling very proud of myself for figuring this out. So he's a doctor, but a lot of his work is apparently diagnosing people. It's, in my opinion, from what I was able to find. Can you fucking stop? Why is this not? Oh, sorry. That's why. A lot of his work is diagnosing people with this disease in order to help them sue their workplaces. However, his testimony, at least in this case, was ruled not scientifically valid in the workers' comp lawsuit involving mold. So, are you just dead now? Did my mouse just die? No? Okay. So, his research was deemed inadmissible, and we have some of the language here. Okay, the question before the trial court during the scientific evidence hearing was whether Dr. Shoemaker's method for determining exposure to mold and theory on the connection between mold exposure and human health are generally accepted in the scientific community. Well, we know from that paper, they're not. They're not. In treating patients exposed to water damaged buildings, Dr. Shoemaker would remove samples of mold from a person's workplace or residence, then remove the patient from exposure and prescribe medication. Shoemaker used a differential diagnosis, a standard technique in the diagnosis of illness and treatment of patients. The insurer argued that the repetitive exposure blood testing and visual contrast sensitivity testing are not generally accepted in diagnosing and treating illnesses from exposure to mold. So he's using things to diagnose people with this disease that are not even, they aren't even possible to connect the dots between the mold exposure and the illness. Right? And then we have the court docs here as well, in which he, again, is found completely incapable of being an expert witness, essentially. Dr. Shoemaker's approach and opinions are not sound and do not satisfy the Fry-Reed standard. Methodology and opinions do not conform to the scientific method, which is kind of a big deal. He's not approached his theories from the neutral evidence-based process required by the scientific method, right? He's probably working backwards from a mold diagnosis instead of going in with an open mind. His methods have not been subject to true peer review, which is another red flag. His method is unreliable and is full of analytical gaps, and his opinion is based on classic, whatever the fuck that is, testimony. He's also, look at this, they just fucking drag him, this entire thing. He's relying on a number of fallacious techniques to avoid detection of his unreliable and unscientific opinions. Oof. So he's trying to cover the fact that he doesn't know what he's doing. He's using differential diagnosis methodology as a shield to hide his illogical and unscientific reasoning. He is misusing standard tools of the medical profession for illegitimate purposes or conclusions. Dr. Shoemaker ignores established epidemiology in favor of much weaker evidence. It's very much... it's like the ivermectin doctors and the anti-abortion doctors, right? There's this whole body of evidence, right, about disease and about abortion and other things. But instead, these doctors tend to favor the 2 or 3 nut jobs that no one actually recognizes as an expert. Dr. Shoemaker relies on the any exposure theory and circular reasoning to avoid the required assessment of dose and exposure. So this apparently, this feels like it was put together by, So this is the person that was suing. They were suing the insurance company. And I imagine this is the insurance company's lawyers that put this together to be like, his bullshit should be thrown out. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not an expert, but it does seem that this was accepted because, yeah, his testimony was ruled non-scientifically valid, and they weren't able to submit it. So yeah, this is the guy that has diagnosed Jordan Peterson with this disease, because in Michaela's little post, Dr. Richie Shoemaker is mentioned. Wouldn't you believe it? Would you believe it? I didn't think that he would actually be in there. I thought he had just like started things, but let's see. I saw his name in here somewhere. Maybe it was in the second comment. Oh, for all the inevitably moronic news stations that will pick this up and say mold doesn't make people sick, and she links to this article, Biotoxin, which is specifically a website all about CIRS. So the scientific articles on this it's all confirmation bias. This is clearly not peer reviewed. And guess what? The first link is for the best overview. Oh wait, that's not the one. Oh, it is from his website, survivingmold.com. And this is one of the essays that's published on there. But look, it is Dr. Shoemaker's website. There he is. Richie Shoemaker, Surviving Mold. So yeah, he is under the care and consultation of an absolute quack right now, which is not hard to believe since he is a quack himself. But my question is, Jordan? I know the daughter mentioned that he's been like cleaning out an old house or whatever, and that's what did it. But my first thought was, is he trying to sue his university that fired him for mold exposure? I have no idea if that's what's happening here, but is he like building the case? Trying to make a quick buck off of the university? Because I was like, oh man, universities have really old buildings, and a lot of them do have mold. And so all I could think was, why is he working with this like pseudoscientist who has been linked to workers' comp claims more than anything else? It's hard to know. So yeah, that's my theory. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if that's what's happening. But it doesn't seem like Jordan is going to get the help he needs, because there's just about no chance that this CIRS thing is real. And so whatever they're treating, whatever medicine they're giving him, probably isn't likely to actually help him. So I don't know what's going to happen to Jordan. I don't know. Truly don't know. All right, let's close out just by doing what we always do, because, things pop off as we're talking. Let's take a stroll down. Oh my God, he's already... Ethan is putting propositions forth on his stories right now. So yeah, we're going to stroll over to Ethan's stories to check them out. I feel like I need a stinger for this part of the show. All right, so posted a VOD. We saw that. Let me just make this a little bit smaller so you can see everything. Okay, there we go. New Hassan wanting people to kill for him just dropped.
You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. What the fuck is this shit, man?
This is one thing I hate about male-centered leftism, is that they still prioritize like all this weird macho posturing and like calls for violence instead of like actual work and progress, right? Like he just wants people to kill their political opponents. It's wild.
Slice them up. Slice them and fucking dice them. What the fuck is this?
And people love it.
You cannot have a big...
And what is he, and this is what I was saying last night, what is he doing with his audience, right? What is he doing? He's just stoking their anger, their outrage, right? Their frustration, but he's not telling them any sort of useful, there's no useful call to action. The call to action is start slicing people up. This is why unhealed people should not be allowed on the internet. Okay, so let's see what else he's got
They
here.
have only attorneys
this
now.
is the Sam Cedar shit, which I don't care about. There's the new pod. Having a laugh, having a good time. He's like, come on, guys, we're fun. Please. We're fun now. I love that. Okay, next. Proposition. We do Monday, Wednesday, Friday lives, I'm guessing, but Wednesday is for members. Love? How do we feel about that, gang? How do we feel about his proposition? So it would be Mondays and Fridays for everyone, and then Wednesdays would be the live stream. If Monday, Wednesday, Friday are full episodes, hell yeah. All right, let me message him. My chat says hell yeah to this. Because we're mutuals now, so. Okay, and then this is, 3-hour episodes on Monday and Friday, and regular Wednesday episode, but for members, about 2 hours. Deal? Deal! We love this. We like this idea, right? Everyone loves this idea. We love that. See, he's someone who needs to bounce his ideas off people. Like, people panic when he says things, but I understand him. I get him in that way because I am similar, where I want to just say the idea out loud and then we can figure it out. And I understand that when you are running a show, that's not always ideal, right? When you have tens of thousands of people like counting on your schedule every week, it's not ideal, right? I get that. Kate, you have more average viewers than iDubbbz. Congrats. Hey, we did it. I know, I saw that when they were talking about iDubbbz having like 170 people. I was like, we hit 500 last night, baby, live. That was amazing. Yeah, so we love it. We love it, Ethan. If you see this, we love that idea. What a great way to end. Tell him the diabetes iPods are also a great idea. Oh, that whole section was so funny. All right. Well, that's a 2-hour stream for us, and we will see what the final formats end up being as things shake out. On my end, you can count on a Monday stream, a Wednesday stream, and then maybe either Friday or Sunday will be the other, obviously, H3 after party stream. It might end up being Monday and Friday, right? Because I don't want to cover member stuff on Wednesdays because that's behind a paywall. But maybe we'll think of other things we can do that. For right now, my schedule is staying the same. Oh yes, and Alex the Fiction did a Dan Clancy remix, and I'm in it. So I can't wait for that to come out. And I'm also in the new H3 Jeopardy. No spoilers, and that's going to be coming out at some point in the future too. So go follow Alex the Fiction for that. And yeah, I will see y'all on the flippity flop. What's tomorrow? Tuesday? What are we doing Tuesday? We don't have anything. I was thinking, we're going to talk about the VOD, the first VOD. So we'll talk about that tomorrow night. If there's like anything super interesting in there. If not, I will see you on Wednesday. Okay, y'all? We're making a little progress on the road to 10K. So I will see ya. I'll see you when I see ya. Bye.